It's not my fault.
I just love anything record.
Anything.
Every single episode, Wrecker says something. I go, there's a quote. There's our next quote. There's our next quote. I got the package, didn't I? I said it every single week for the last month. I love that quote.
You talk to her.
Something like that. He said
Well,
something
he
to
said
go talk
something. He's
to her.
moving the boulders. And he's like, it's going to take us a week. It's going to take us days at this rate.
It won't.
Oh,
no.
man. Welcome back to the Star Wars Guys podcast.
We're
We're
out
your
of focus.
hosts. We are your out of hocus pocus. Welcome to the Halloween episode, Hocus Pocus. No, welcome to the Star Wars Guys podcast. We are your focused,
Ooh.
here and here. I'm focused.
Yes.
Hosts. As always, I am Mike. Hello there. And this is Nate.
Hello there.
And you know him well.
Hello there.
Uncle.
Hello there.
And
Boom.
yeah, we got another week of Bad Batch. We had the double episode last week.
Yep.
And back to Solo this week.
Solo 2.
How about my favorite part of this is when Wrecker threw that boulder and then Kira came around the corner and just crushed her.
Hey guys,
Oh.
That's Mace. Who's that guy holding a purple lightsaber? Wrecker just crushed Mace Windu. It's just so
he's missing a hand.
I want Wrecker to be so reckless that it takes out like Luke Skywalker or someone. It wouldn't work canon-wise, but like someone big just
Palpatine.
drops like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I love it. Well, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, lot to discuss with Bad Batch, and as always, we like to start with our overall thoughts. So I'm going to throw it first to Uncle.
Ooh, switch up.
Nice.
Uncle. Like it,
Nice.
love it, want some more of it. Not my Kathy. Where was it on the meter?
It's halfway between that's not my Kathy and want some more of it.
Ooh,
It was good.
Yeah.
It felt like a mission, but it also drove the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are my favorite ones. When we're pushing the connections
It
between
definitely
them.
feels like it's driving the story more
Yeah.
with the Omega missing Echo. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, this is, I think, the first episode where it feels like they have to start. We have to start where we left off.
This is
It's-
not a
it's
pickup
more,
new
It's
thing.
more of a
yeah.
cliffhanger. Like, well,
Yeah.
what's going to happen? How they going to
For
get
sure.
out? They don't have a ship now.
True. I thought that too. As soon as it ended, I was like, oh, like they can't just show it back up at Sid's place and be
No.
like, oh, how'd they get out of this?
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It's good. Loved it.
I agree. I really love this episode. I think that I loved it for different reasons than other episodes. I think it's maybe smaller in scale as far as it's not like the Crosshair episode
Yeah,
where,
epic
you
where
know,
they're
where they're going
grand
in,
and-
him and
yeah.
Cody going into a place or you know
Yep.
Cody
Right.
defecting or anything like that. But it was a big emotional stakes episode where it's not just okay, here's the usual beats, here's what's going on, Wrecker does his thing, Tech does his thing, all that's in there. But they're really starting to come to grips with and I think we talked about this a little bit on the podcast, which is we're kind of hoping for some more of this in the past there's been sometimes episodes where it felt like, is no one acknowledging the fact that Omega's different from the rest of them?
Right.
And I don't mean that in a negative way, it's in a positive. She is not a soldier.
No.
Yeah.
She's a clone, but these
Mhm.
are
She
Grown
sees things
men.
differently for
these
sure.
are grown men who are bred, trained soldiers
Yeah.
with specific sniping skills
Yep.
and hunting skills and strength and tech and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she's a child who they have helped protect and rescue and has now brought into their family. And there's a lot in this episode that's just I think Omega is the heartbeat of this episode for sure.
Yeah.
And it is interesting. This season I feel like we've seen a lot more of Tech than we ever have in the past. A lot less of Hunter.
Yep.
Which I think
Yeah.
season 1 it kind of feels like it's as far as the Bad Batch, it's like you have Omega off to here, but then like the core group, you have what Crosshair's doing with his decision, then you have
Yeah.
Hunter, and they're kind of at the top, and then you have Wrecker.
Hunter
and
is the
Tech down
father.
here.
And yeah. Right.
With this season, it's a lot more. I think Tech's stepping up a lot of times. Wrecker's having a lot to do as well, but Tech's had a lot of. Again, the whole Riot Racing episode was all about Tech.
Yeah.
But then this is Tech's emotions, Omega's emotions, Hunter's
Yeah.
emotions, how they deal with the loss, not the loss, but the separation between them and their friend or
Yep.
like their broken team and family, and just a lot in here. We'll get into all the specifics, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate?
I agree. I really liked it. I see we got people in the chat too. Parker, Derby, what's going on? Welcome. Welcome. I like the episode. Kind of like Uncle's saying, I feel like this whole season I've kind of been wondering what's the overall picture for the Bad Batch.
Where's it going?
Where's it going? What's their long-term like ultimate like purpose? And with Echo leaving, I feel like that's big because we see, further development of that in this episode with Omega now. Not just sad that he's gone, but seems like is also starting to question, similar to kind of the vibe that Hunter's giving off of, we can't, like, why are we doing these things for Sid just like over and over? Like, he's not really on board every mission. Sometimes he's objected and then they end up doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But it seems like now Omega's kind of starting to feel that way and wonder, like, if we're a family and the whole purpose of us is to like stay together and survive and things like that, then what's the point of going and doing these missions if it means we're going to split up?
Yeah.
Like, what is our overall purpose? And it feels like these are thoughts that are going around in her head. Like, if Echo's got a purpose doing this and he's doing something greater, maybe that's what we need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
If we're a family, why aren't we all sticking together? I don't know. It's interesting, and I definitely feel like it's driving more of that story, and that kind of seems where it's going. But
It's interesting. I don't think they are a family.
yeah,
I don't think they are. They never were. Now they're trying to be because that's what Omega needs, but they're not.
yeah.
They're on a mission. They have a purpose, and they do that.
And they don't see it that way.
No,
So
so
even that was a shock. I mean, like
exactly.
it actually
It's like, that's what
it
this is.
changed Tech's kind of perspective when Omega said that. It's like, we're not just soldiers, we're family.
I wonder. I was thinking, did it change? Did it change him, or did they actually kind of meet more in the middle?
Yeah,
I think they might have met in the middle a little bit, where Omega's
she's seen
like,
a little bit of how he processes it.
I understand this.
Yeah.
We go together until we're called to something greater. But really, that's what families do anyway.
Yeah.
She just doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Families stay together until one of or two are called to do something greater, and then they go off and they do it.
And everybody's purpose might not be in line.
That's
They
right.
may
In
all
fact,
have different reasons.
you're stifling the family if you just try to keep everybody.
Yeah, you're holding each other
Right.
back.
In the
yeah.
way
They need to be able to go do what they're supposed to do.
That's
Yeah.
a great point. And the way everyone
doesn't know that.
processes
Right.
I felt like this is a very real world episode too.
Yeah.
As far as just the way human interaction, families, friendships, a team. I know all three of us have been involved in sports. Like if you use a team aspect or a family aspect, people deal with different changes, different, loss, not like loss of life, but like big change, big move, separation from friends, or something is
Yeah.
pulled into your life or out of your life. Some people, it's a huge, we see Omega in this, especially she's also a child, but there are a lot of adults who process things where it's like, man, I have to really think through this. I have to deal with my emotions. I have to grieve. And then there's other people who are like, I'm not trying to, and it's not that one way's right or the other, which I think the episode, I think that there were moments where they're like, Tech, you were a little rough on her. He didn't realize he was being kind of just cold, hard facts when he's like, what is your issue? Like, I'm not sure how I could be upset about change when it is just inevitable. Like, he's like, as a
Right.
matter of fact, I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she explains, and she's like, do you not even miss Eckhart?
Ecker?
And he's like, yeah, but I mean, the group was here before Echo, and it'll be here after Echo. And she's like, but we're more than a group, we're family. And he's
Yeah.
like, and he's
Aren't
like,
we?
oh, and then
Aren't
even
we?
then he was, aren't we? And he goes, oh,
Yes.
yes,
We
of
are.
course. Let me Google family.
That
I
does
think
not
that checks
compute.
the boxes. Yeah, it does
Right.
not compute. But I like that. I do think it's a meet in the middle because he said, well, we'll do what we always do. We'll figure it out. And
Yeah.
then like Hunter was
And she
saying
brings
the same
that
thing,
back
and,
in at the
That's
end.
and
of
at
the
the end,
episode.
she's
Yeah.
not saying
We can't do
she's
this
not
without
saying
him.
she's stuck with she's not saying
So
her
we'll
thing.
still
She's actually
figure it out.
saying, oh, I do understand. They both have different ways of. She's like, we can feel what's going on, and I feel like we should be making a bigger deal. Like, you guys don't feel sad about your brother, and they're thinking from more of not just from a soldier standpoint, but there are like, yeah, you go on missions, this happens, you come back, but because he's not here, Echo's not here, we don't just sit around just thinking about it all day. We think there's nothing we can do to change
It
that
also
right
doesn't
now.
mean he's
we
gone
have
forever.
we have to move
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
it's dwelling on it too long is not going to help anything. But she's like, but we also should think about it. And there's this interesting balance there.
Yeah.
I loved during the conversation, though, that they were talking about Tech was like, he made a decision. We have to respect his decision, as Crosshair did his. And they brought Crosshair back
That's
into
right.
it, which again made me feel like, is Crosshair coming back eventually at some point as far as coming back to their side? Or it's just the way they've dealt with that is very interesting as well. They're like, listen, even things that we agree with, like, they didn't have a problem with Echo's decision. He's called to something that he feels is going to be good for the galaxy, help people out there. But also even their buddy Crosshair, who went down a darker path. They're like, listen, we don't agree with it. He's our brother. He does that. We can't just sit around thinking about it all day. It's sad, but we got to keep moving forward. Just a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, that was really deep, really good. And while it's an episode that felt pretty contained, because, again, it ends kind of on a cliffhanger, so more stuff is coming. I felt like the dialogue in this and everything they were talking about was really real and really deep, but also set up, I feel like, the change in the Bad Batch that we had been waiting for of we're questioning Sid's motives a little bit more.
Right.
We're not.
Sid has got to go.
Who's worse?
Can someone just say it?
Listen,
I mean,
who's worse,
Sid's
Sid
gotta go.
from Bad Batch
Or
or
Poodoo.
Sid from Toy Story?
Oh my gosh.
No.
That's
No,
a
but
tweet
Sid
right
literally is
there.
like,
Who's
so
worse?
what? I didn't tell you to get your ship stolen. Like, all right, Rhea
like,
Perlman, well, still help us out.
We saved your
I
life
thought you were
like
our
8
friend.
Is
times.
Danny around? Can I talk to Danny DeVito, please? Because he would be more sympathetic. Louis De Palma would be more sympathetic.
Omega. You get Danny going,
I got
Danny
nothing for you."
DeVito, Omega. I don't know. Hercules. I don't know.
Sid is just, I mean, they saved her life like 8 times.
They're like,
Hey,
they gotta-
we
they
got
gotta
a
let-
we got a foreshadowing from the Crime Lord that
they said.
they're gonna move on.
They're moving on. And I think that part of that is also with the way the episode ends.
Even the way
Right.
she
Like,
agreed
It didn't
to
end with the
thing.
mission ending and then they're going
No.
back to Sid.
No,
Even-
It ended with we're finishing this story, and I don't know if we ever go back to Sid.
How about
I'll
the
do
way
what
that
I
she
can
was-
do. I
The
can.
way she
Yeah.
was framed, like the way that the show intentionally framed her there too, felt like she all of a sudden she's not with us. She was very cold, but then also
Yeah.
you're on your own for this. Like, wait, Sid, remember when we helped do this? I didn't tell you to do that. And then they're like, I'll see what I can do. Well, Sid, and then it just
Yeah.
it's just like, and then she even
Right.
cuts off abruptly. They're like, she doesn't care about us.
right.
And
She's
yeah.
had us help her do what she needs to do, get her out of some tough spots, but she's not coming to our aid.
No,
No.
Exactly. And I think it's even more interesting that it's that happens, like it's obviously intentional, but it happens in an episode where they talk about them being a family.
right.
And then they strongly emphasize how Sid's not. part of
She's
that.
not. Yeah,
Like they're showing the contrast of we're sticking together. We'll
Yep.
figure it out because we always do. We're
Mhm.
together. And they're talking about Echo being away, but we're still family. And then we would still come to help and all this stuff. And then
didn't tell
you to get your ship stolen,
goggles. My name is Tech. I wanted Tech to be like, my name's Tech, and you know it.
So I think it just was an emphasis to show like the batch is a family and Sid's out.
yeah.
Sid's obviously not part of that.
No.
But
Nor is Wanda Sykes.
Norris Wanda Sykes. She'd be great in an Indiana Jones movie.
Perfect.
The actual Wanda Sykes as well.
The actual.
I want to see Indiana Jones. And they're just like throwing her across a chucking her across a ravine and Indiana Jones kill. Oh man.
yeah, I don't.
What are you worried about, goggles? Call us by our names. All right?
I don't know.
We're gonna
Call
leave
us
us
by our
for
names.
Yeah,
dead.
she's got to go. I hate to say it. I love to say it at the same time.
I think Nate would-
She's got to go.
I think Nate would be like a crosshead.
Yeah, slip a note across
Got a
the
job for
classroom.
you.
Good soldiers follow orders.
I got a job for you.
And just
And
flip
it's
it
just
over.
a
It's just
bounty.
It's a
bounty.
puck, and it's just Sid going.
It's a bounty.
Oh man, it's a puck.
I could bring her in warm. I could bring her in cold.
That's
Yeah,
great.
man.
No, yes, just so much there,
yeah.
deep. But
Deep.
we're talking about moving forward for the Bad Batch, not just the group, but also the show.
Mm-hmm.
We have predicted for weeks on end, but now we're over halfway through the season.
Yep.
I mean, episode 8 was last week. 7 and 8 was last week, which was the halfway point. We're now
Mhm.
into the second half of the season, of a 16 episode season. And we don't know what the future holds for the show as far as beyond season 2. So I'm very curious to see where it's going, but I like that the way that this episode, I think that while it didn't directly talk about it, I think that the importance of really showing the difference between Omega and the rest of the Bad Batch in this episode, she's more emotional through a lot of it, just like literally she wants to go off on her own. She's thinking about, because she's sad that their friend left.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also wondering for the Batch, like, what is their bigger purpose? Where are they headed? This feels like it's getting close to breaking ties with the splitting off from Sid. They talked about Crosshair in this a little bit. They talked about Echo a little bit. We know that Cody's out there. We know that Rex is out there. We know that things are happening. But you wonder, just, it kind of feels like this is setting the stage for the kind of big discussions of, one, just kind of really setting up where's Echo going, or where's Omega going for the future of Star Wars. Just not like they're going to have a bunch of spin-off shows or any of this stuff, but we don't know where. I don't think that she's just doing missions her whole life with the Bad Batch without digging in more into the cloning stuff. Why was I created? Why was, like, just learning a little bit more of this, of just her purpose there. One, for what the Empire intended, but also for the people rescuing her. Why can we make sure you don't fall in the wrong hands? And I feel like more of that's going to come. We haven't had any bounty stuff coming after her at all this season so far. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if these next few episodes feel like season 2 of The Bad Batch is going to be the final season, or if it'll feel like we're just kind of continuing on with the story and maybe they've got multiple seasons ahead. I don't know. Any predictions as whether or not you think this is going long?
I have a prediction. The ship is going to be used to show that they're still alive.
To show that they're still alive.
Yeah. He's going to...
we don't know the character other than
whoever stole that ship is going to unload that on somebody who's going to go, wait, where did you find this ship?
Oh. That the Batch?
That's not where they were. They died on... They're still alive. They're still out there.
Interesting. Where's Omega?
And I think that could lead them right to this planet where they are. Maybe not that quickly, but I think that'll be... Because once we get that back in play...
So is that going to be Crosshair's involvement?
I don't know. It could be. They may bring him in because of the connection. They might not want him in there because of the connection.
Toast.
But I do think that's going to be... They could use that to... yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
They could use that
dead,
to bring him back.
His days in a cell being tortured.
He's rotten.
Right. But I think that having that element back in there makes it... adds a level of excitement where they're hunted.
That's true. I think that's...
So it could be.
It could be. I could see that, and I could see Crosshair's involvement, and then, yeah,
because all their stuff is still on there. All Omega stuff is still in there, and they left everything on there.
She talked about how she's like, that's our home.
That's right.
And they did make a big deal out of the fact that he's like, oh, we'll find a new ship. She's like, that's the Marauder. The Marauder's our home, and like, don't you guys care?
Yeah.
Like, the statistical probability of finding another ship is quite
Are they leading us to the fact that Omega is not cut out for this? Are we getting that impression? Like she needs to be someplace stable?
She's not a soldier.
With a family, with a home, or are they developing her into being okay with this? Is it?
I think she's gonna start questioning what her purpose is too, and I think some of that will lead us more back to Hunter, because he hasn't had a ton of lines and dialogue. Yeah. It seems like he's been kind of on the outside looking in and thinking and processing a lot too, and
following.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe he recognizes that, because he made the comment earlier in the Gunji episode about they're just kids and this is not. I forget the exact line, but basically saying like they shouldn't have to live a life like this. That's right,
exactly. And we're looking at Omega standing right there, like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
so
she is.
It seems like that's kind of what he's been thinking this whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he's been acting feels like he's been questioning, like, this isn't a life for her. You know,
I do feel like
I could see that sort of being like an end.
That's how they started. Like, we got to get her to a
Hunter. Like, why are we doing this? Let's just settle down and.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like for the most
if we're gonna
part,
be a family, let's actually be a family and not.
Mm-hmm.
do this.
I feel like for the most part, the squad is broken right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
They've lost Crosshair. They then kind of replaced him with Omega for a little bit. Then Omega's gone.
and, yeah.
Or sorry, Omega. Sorry, Echo.
Echo.
They got Omega in, but then they replaced they got Echo. Then Echo's gone. Omega's wondering about why are we not doing more about the fact that Crosshair's gone and that
The ship's
Omega's gone.
gone.
The ship's gone.
Sid's a rat.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
like the things that they've been doing for the whole season and a half, like essentially for Sid and these missions now, they're kind of questioning that. Echo's going on his journey to be a part of something a little bit bigger, it feels like, and now the group's kind of like, well, we're stuck in a mine, and for what purpose? Because we were trying to get some explosive.
It was going to be the first successful mission of the
It's going
season.
to be first successful, and it was for.
They lost their ship.
And it was what? For Sid again. Like we're going to get
Yeah.
this material for Sid.
Kinda.
The mine. 'Cause
Did she tell him where it was, or did she send? I think she told him where it was.
She said that it's her
tunnel. Her mine.
Gotcha.
Her
That
tunnel.
mine was her.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even that, they're going,
Yeah,
they're doing
right,
these
right.
missions for Sid or Sid sending, I got
Yeah.
another one for you.
Yeah.
Dooku's chest, and they almost die. I
right.
got another one,
There
explosive
hasn't been one
material.
thing that's
Okay.
gone
That's
well.
it. She's trying
So-
to kill him.
Everywhere she goes,
Sid's trying to kill him.
The whole time.
she's setting up booby traps.
That's who stole the ship.
It would be
It
interesting
is.
if
I
she
am
sent
interested in who stole the ship, though.
she sent them there.
Is
and
it somebody that
Is it someone
is it
we know,
anybody?
or is it-
yeah.
Because let's
Could be.
put it this way:
Because they were watching. They were watching, scoping out. Is
Yep.
it someone we know, or is it?
that one episode,
It's Boba.
I
the-
first thought that. I thought, is he too
Imagine.
young?
that
Imagine if it's Boba.
That's what I thought. That'd be perfect if it was, but I
That'd
thought
be
he might be
great.
too young.
that one episode ending with him basically the one guy saying like, "Hey, watch your back
Watch
on
your back.
Sid," was not for nothing. They don't put
No.
something like that obvious of like,
Yeah.
pay attention.
She's
is
not
the
who you
last
think
thing.
she is. Yeah.
Yeah,
She doesn't really. He
she
said
wouldn't do
something
that.
Like,
He said like,
she wouldn't do that for you,
yeah, she wouldn't do that for you. Exactly.
and then they showed.
And
She
I showed
did.
she won't.
Right.
So I feel like big things are happening there. Like I think it would be weird if next episode they get back, they're all buddy with Sid, nothing happened. And she's like, I got another mission for you, and they just continue on. It feels
Sounds
like
wonderful.
they're a
Right.
little. I think
She's out, dude. She's got to
they're
go.
uneasy about it, which is good because I feel like you get Sid out of the way. I feel like they're going
I
on to
don't
bigger
think
and
we
better
see
things.
another mission from Sid. Calling it. That's my prediction.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they do another mission. for him.
Nate's like, I don't think Sid makes it to sundown. Nate's putting the
I think
head
the
out on
batch
Sid.
reaches out to Crosshair and says, "We'll hire you."
What's their
So
purpose?
much
I mean, what's their
response.
purpose? What do they do?
What are they?
What are they doing?
I
Also,
don't
why
know.
do they
I've been
need?
wondering that.
Have
all
you ever
season.
wondered why they need Sid?
Right.
Like why? Because they were. It is weird because I've been trying to distinguish what they were in season 1, where they're like, we're gonna be mercenaries and kind of hired guns, and now they're
Yeah.
like, well,
No,
or you
we're
can
not
just be
that. We
smugglers
just
and
work
like
for
get
Sid.
we just get money, and now we have like a gangster who pays our dues, and we
Right.
get housing because of her.
We go
and stuff,
steal.
but we go steal. But we steal from the Empire, so it's fine.
Yeah, so it's fun.
You're all a bunch of Robin Hoods. No, I don't know. It is very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it's going.
Does
Yeah,
Filoni
but
know? I guess
Well,
he does. They're all
Echo's
done,
out.
but
I mean, he said he's been saying ever since he had the conversation with the older guy on the Dooku episode. He said he was talking about a bigger purpose.
so here's the question then: what's the bigger purpose that Echo has that the batch doesn't have?
That's what I'm wondering.
I
Why did
think
Echo
it
jump
was-
at that? Because Echo's going for the surviving soldiers, right?
yeah,
Or
it
for the-
seems like that's what Rex is doing. Is he's creating essentially the path.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily from
He's helping them
Obi-Wan,
get out
but
of there.
The path for clones that he knows are
they're defecting
are
and trying to get out.
defective. They're trying to get out, and he's
And the
trying to-
batch doesn't want to do that.
That's what I'm wondering is why the batch doesn't
Yeah,
go along with it.
it's interesting.
Because there's no money in it.
Omega might lead him back to that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
very
don't-
curious.
It's interesting. I wonder if is it possible we get any? I don't know. With the farewell, I don't know if we do, but is it possible we get any like we got a shot of Crosshair and what he was doing away from
Yeah.
the batch? Is it possible we get any shot of
Oh,
Echo and what he and Rex are doing, or no? I feel like that might be kind of its own thing. We don't.
it might
see
be
that.
unless it ties in, unless it ties back in.
Yeah,
Man,
it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know, but we'll see.
see the trajectory of it. If they're moving towards doing something meaningful, or if they get to doing something meaningful and they begin doing that, I'm not sure how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You mean like if they make a decision,
Yeah.
we
And
need to
then
do
they
this?
start the path now, or if the whole season is about getting to the place where they make the decision.
Yeah. Yeah. True. That could be too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still feel like Crosshair's got to be tied back in at some point because
Yeah.
they teased that in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Those, the previous episode with Cody and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is the
Cloners.
I
most
don't know.
like uncertain without a
Oh, man.
direction, without a direction in mind of any Star Wars show.
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
because every
But
episode
I'm like-
I have
'cause
no
I
idea
trust,
what's going to
I
happen.
trusted that Filoni and that they know where they're doing, but I do like that for us, we're like,
I have
because
no
it's
idea.
characters we don't know. They're like, as far as characters, we don't know their fate.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're also all over the place as far as some of these characters with the Empire. Some are here, like with the Bad Batch. Omega's her own separate thing. And she's with the group, but she's kind of feeling like, what are we doing? And like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I love that each week I'm like, I don't really know what's going to happen. And then also the hierarchy in the batch, like we said, kind of keeps changing as far as like,
There
I've
doesn't
seen
feel
very
there doesn't seem
little
to
from
be
Hunter
one.
this whole season, where I kind of felt like the way he was presented, and maybe that was just the way I interpret it in season one, was kind of
Mhm.
like,
He was the
here's
leader.
a Bad Batch, here's your leader.
Right.
He's the one who gets the most talking
Yeah.
parts in
Yeah.
the show as
Yeah.
far as the clones go. He has the closest connection with Omega.
Omega.
Where in this, it wasn't, Hunter didn't pull Omega aside and say, hey, listen, I know Tech was kind of hard on you there. You got it. He just said, Hunter said to Tech,
You.
hey,
Go
that's
talk
not the
to her.
only thing you need to fix. Go. Like, go talk to her. And then
Mhm.
Tech goes, and
Yeah.
then he has the emotional talk with her.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
And Wrecker's just doing his thing, A storm, nice. Oh, maybe not nice. What a brute.
Oh man, I love it. Wrecker. I do
But,
love Wrecker though.
I do.
Oh yeah,
Great.
Wrecker's great. But
He's
let's
great.
do a little fun here, a little hypothetical.
Rank 'em?
A little hypothetical.
Will Wrecker be riding a Rancor by the end of the
Oh,
season?
Ranker the
No.
Wrecker.
Rancor.
Rancor might ride Wrecker. though.
Rancor on Wrecker. Maybe.
Rancor riding Wrecker.
He's not heavy at all.
You guys should try this.
Wait, remember when Wrecker fought a Rancor?
Wrecker did fight a
That's
Rancor.
right.
He
squared
did. Wait, what was the Rancor's name? Because we thought that maybe it was that Rancor in.
It
It
was
wasn't
it
Junior
that.
or something like that.
It was. It was something.
Bubba?
Yeah.
Was it Bubba? No.
He like fist fought a Rancor.
What was the name?
Tackled and pinned
I
him.
got a couple licks in.
Rancor's tapping.
Oh my
Tapping
goodness.
out. Uncle.
All right, so well, let's as we get in the later parts of our podcast episode, let's do a little hypothetical, some fun questions regarding
Okay.
like a would you rather or what you think's gonna happen
Ooh.
or a Bad Batch bets
Oh.
Ooh.
or
Okay.
something. I don't know. Bad Batch breakfast. Think of
Sounds
breakfast.
delicious.
Yeah, it's great. Regarding the Bad Batch, do we think out of Crosshair, Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Omega, and we'll throw Echo in there.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it.
Do all 6 of those characters make it out of this season alive? And if not, how many of them are going out? What do we think? What are we thinking?
With Echo gone,
And who? Yeah.
with Echo gone, I feel like I maybe don't see one of them dying
You felt like
As
Echo
like-
would have died.
as likely.
I feel like Echo
yeah.
would have been the most likely to die, maybe.
But now I feel like that was kind of his farewell, and that they did the sad thing with Omega. But now that they've already lost Echo, I don't know. I don't really know if I see Tech or Wrecker or Hunter going out.
Crosshair.
Or Crosshair, just because I feel like Crosshair's got kind of his own story still to be told.
Yeah.
With the, I don't know if his whole thing is like if he dies. I don't know how emotional that would be from just like an audience standpoint. How much
Yep.
tie that has because he hasn't been with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
it was just like he tries to reconnect with them, they bring him back in, and then he does some sort of sacrifice himself to save Omega
Yeah.
or something. I could see that as like his redemption, but I feel like there still needs to be a lot more story with him told before that happens. I don't know. I if I had to guess, I would say they all make it out alive. If you would have asked me that last week before seeing Echo, I would have said maybe one of them dies, and probably Echo. But
I agree. I don't think any of them are going to die. I think the extent of the emotional. I mean, I just think that would.
Yeah.
Omega would collapse in a puddle of. She would leave. She wouldn't be able to do it anymore. I don't think. I think she's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
yeah,
I don't want to do this. I don't think that would be like as Han Solo, as a Harrison Ford. Ain't that kind of show, kid. I'm not sure that's where Dave's going to take it.
yeah,
For for the Bad Batch. You know what I mean?
If it was Clone Wars.
yeah.
Oh yeah, everything's on the table.
Sabine.
Clone
Could
Wars.
be, maybe. I just don't
Or
feel like
I know
that
what you mean.
vibe.
Satine.
Man, that moment.
Brutal.
Horrible.
No, I'm with you. I feel the same way. I feel like
I do think if you would have asked me last week, I probably would have said, I think there's a 50% chance we lose someone.
Really?
And it might be Echo. But now, after that, him being gone and
That
now the
was his
numbers
death.
are already dwindled, yeah.
It was his exit without dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, because now it really is. We got it.
Now
It's
if
like,
we lose one, there's only
we
like
have.
You can't.
This is now Wizard of Oz. She's Dorothy, and she's got her three.
yeah.
She's got her three guys.
Don't do that.
And this is
Don't ruin the show for me.
Who's Oz?
Oh,
Who's
man.
Oz?
Sid.
Sid is Oz.
The big fake.
Hilarious.
No, so, yeah.
It is.
Really.
It's the Wizard of
It
Oz.
is.
Sid's just
Because
a
Tech
grunt.
has no heart. That's
Yeah.
a Tin Man.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
And the Wrecker's the lion. He's
Yeah.
got courage. He's
he's
just
got
the
courage,
big
but he's
oaf.
just big oaf.
Yeah, and Hunter's the scarecrow. A scarecrow.
Yeah.
He's the leader.
He's the leader.
And he doesn't say anything at all.
Protect the whatever. But in the middle of them coming, something like that. Right now. He
Yeah.
jumps down.
You can just see Sid now. The all-powerful Wizard of Oz. Don't look at me, goggles.
no attention to the
Don't
lizard
pay
behind the
attention to
curtain.
the lizard, the Lizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
What do you
That
want,
needs to be
goggles?
Sweet.
Oh boy, the Lizard of Oz.
I'd like a heart, please.
like
Like a heart, please. If only I had a heart.
the knife. Oh boy.
Man.
Well, in that line of thinking, if we were to lose one of, we'll say Echo's off the table. If we were to lose one of the three,
Ooh, if we could pick.
if
Who
we were
would
to
it
lose
be?
one of the three, who would be for the story? Oh, let's say Omega's safe, Crosshair doesn't count, Echo doesn't count. If we were to lose Wrecker, Tech, or Hunter, which would be, you think, the most emotional for us as a viewer? Which would you?
The most emotional, I feel like, would be Hunter.
Well, Omega would kill you, right?
Oh, sorry, it doesn't
Omega.
count.
Well,
oh,
Omega.
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
It's
not
not
Omega.
If Omega was to lose,
I would say Hunter too.
I think Hunter.
Just because, again,
He
he's
dies
the
saving
most,
her
like,
life.
normal-ish. Yeah.
What if it's Tech who steps in to save her life with his
I
He-
could see that, but
Tech? Because I was just it's the Michael Scott. They unplug Michael Scott's robot. I was just learning to love.
Learning
So-
to love.
Pam's like every once in a while
Have to
Michael gets into this mode and you just have to pull his batteries out. You have to unplug him and he does this robot thing and the only way to get him out of it is to
Is
literally I tripped over the cord and unplugged you, Michael. I was just learning to love.
It's perfect.
For some reason, that's a
So
perfect line for Michael Scott as the robot. I was just learning to love.
Man.
yeah, I would say Hunter.
Yeah, I think Hunter.
I
Hunter,
think Hunter would be the
break your
the
heart.
most emotional.
I think Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm very excited to see where Hunter's story, where all of the Bad Batch are going as far as their futures. Like, do we think that this Bad Batch has a long life? Do they live to be 80-year-old clones? Now, again, I guess
They're hard to
they
kill.
age faster.
We know that much.
They age faster,
Yeah,
but
I
they
don't-
love a dangerous life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they probably do, I guess.
I think they do, but I feel
I
like
don't know
they
if we see it,
still
yeah.
find-
But do they never get
feel like they
involved in
still
the
need to
rebellion,
find
or they
their
never? I mean,
purpose somehow.
if they're 80, I mean, now they are accelerated growth, but they would live through the events of A New Hope. They
Yeah, I
lived through
feel
all that
like
stuff. and,
yeah,
uh,
I do feel like
interesting.
they'll live, but we're at some point we're gonna find out what they're gonna
where they're headed.
get to and what they're gonna stick with. Like this is our thing.
Or are
We're
they?
gonna start either that or the complete opposite in terms of like we're gonna be a family and settle. Like I need to.
Yeah.
Omega and I need to get her out of this life and kind of just enjoy the rest of the. I don't know.
I think they're kind of stuck in that. They gotta keep doing their thing,
Yeah.
and she's not going to voluntarily leave, and they're
Yeah.
not going to be able to get her to leave. So, I think they're on a path together. I'm not sure what they're gonna what the mission. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Money seems too cheap for them. Just doesn't seem right,
And these missions
That's why
for
Echo
like
leaving
equipment
I think
and
has
stuff.
made the most sense so far.
Yeah.
Echo's leaving to feel and being like, I need to do something more.
I wish we
That
would have
makes
had
the
more of a
most sense.
discussion about that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're not doing anything important, and I want to do something that matters.
I know I know he
Where is-
mentioned that earlier in the
Yeah.
season, but they didn't have a full long conversation about it.
Because if they had, Omega would have said, "He's right.
Yeah, exactly.
no.
We have to go." But she
Yeah.
didn't get the choice.
No.
They didn't give her an option.
No.
Echo?
Do we not care about Ekar?
Ecker.
I don't have the ability to care.
Jack, you're not
I was just learning to love.
That is against my programming. You're
Taking
not
one
C3PO.
last look, sir.
You're still a
Calculating.
person.
Calculating.
Calculating. Cannot compute.
Why are you
Calculating.
calling me goggles?
My name is technically Tech.
Tick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yep.
But
Have we ever wondered why her? I guess they're all voices are different. Is her accent different than the other
I
clowns?
want to know why she's from New
Yeah.
Zealand and they're from Australia. That's what I want to know.
Because and again, what's Tamora Morrison?
I think he's New Zealand, actually.
He's
No,
New Zealand?
he's Australian. I think he's Australian.
I
Isn't
don't-
he?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. But maybe it's just.
Tyke is New Zealand, right?
I hear, yeah.
That's what I hear in. That's what I hear in
I
Omega.
hear Tech, just not having a ton of an accent.
No.
So it's maybe they just
No.
like anybody. You live.
Tech's
You live
from
in Camino. Camino just speaks.
Tech's from Yorkshire. He's like
Yeah,
he's the Queen's English.
and I think Wrecker's from Donkey Kong.
Wrecker's just
Gonna wreck it.
Gonna
wreck it. Yeah, that's so
It's
naturally
approaching
she speaks proper and
She
Wrecker
don't-
speaks who knows.
And where did she? Where do they learn that from?
Because that's not
I mean-
not Lama Sue. That's
Lama Sue is not that at all.
no.
oh
Yeah.
man.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And then Crosshair has been chain smoking or something for years. He speaks like it. He's just been watching Clint Eastwood movies for a
Slytherin
long time
House.
or something.
It's clearly Slytherin House.
Yeah.
He's Parseltongue for sure.
That's right.
Soldiers follow orders. And I talk like this, and we're brothers. It's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Technically, we're the same. I love
we
it.
will never be the same.
It'll never be the same.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think before we wrap up, Mando, 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Mando.
2 weeks.
Yeah. What is
Well-
today? 16th, 15th,
15th. 2 weeks
2
exactly.
weeks.
I
15th.
think,
2
right?
weeks. Mm-hmm.
2 weeks.
I
15,
saw
14
they,
days.
They released a short little clip today.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
It was just
I saw it only because Nate shared it.
I did share it on. It didn't. It wasn't. It didn't give much away.
I saw it only because Nate shared
Little
it.
clip. I liked it. It was good.
I wanted to see nothing. I saw it only because Nate shared it.
You
No,
gotta
no,
see
it was
I
good.
will not
It was
watch
good.
it.
It was
It was
good.
good.
Had a little clip.
I was surprised that they showed Moff Gideon dying in a clip, though. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's just-
And
It
what was
wasn't at
this
all.
thing about
It was a
Mando
little
throwing
grief.
the dark saber into the ocean? Well, no, that was Kylo.
Those it
He
over
was
his
talking
shoulder,
to
you mean?
Han.
he
Okay.
thought it was called Dart Saber, and he's just been throwing it like a dart.
Dartboard.
I thought it was a game of
little
darts.
dark saber.
And then he's throwing it like a dart.
Wait
And
a second.
he's throwing it like a dart, and Bo-Katan's sitting off in the corner going, "You do not deserve this. You do not treat it with respect."
Hey, upon a second
And
viewing,
Mando's like, I don't even want this.
because I watched it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it just recently again. I don't like Bo-Katan. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
In live action,
Yeah.
or just in
No,
general?
it just
No, she's
Rebels too.
not. She's interested in she wants the throne for herself. She wants to
Yeah.
rule.
She always kind of has.
She was
Yeah.
just too afraid.
She was with Death
She's
Watch.
too afraid to take it. You know.
Nate, she was with
I
Death
know.
Watch.
Right, but you know how we watched the first time? I was, Bo-Katan, and she's fighting with Mando, and they're taking on Gideon, and they're.
Yeah.
But it's all
There's
it's
always
all
been
for
that
selfish gain.
selfishness in there,
It's always
yeah.
it just felt. I saw it clearly.
Even
again.
though she
I
helped
do
them in the
kind of
Clone
like
Wars.
that they've.
Wait a
they're-
minute.
It seems they've kept her character that way because that's how she
Yeah,
was.
right.
That's how she was in
Yeah,
Rebels.
you
and
can
Exactly.
watch
she-
this
she-
and also jump
Exactly.
to, you can also see that this is sometimes you see a version of a character later on, you're like, I don't feel like, not that
But they're trying to
people
make
don't
it more
change, but
likable.
you're like, for some reason I can't envision
Boba
that
Fett,
this
for
person
instance.
did this thing in the past, or
Right.
that this person, even though people change. Hers though, even when she's helping them,
Yeah,
has
you
this
know.
coldness, this toughness about her that I'm like, oh yeah, you dabbled in the dark.
Mhm.
Like
she
you for
doesn't
sure,
s- you don't
you for
seem like just,
sure.
like, good through and
You
through.
for sure got wrapped
Yeah.
up in Death Watch, and I saw that happen in the Clone Wars. And now, even though you're older, I can tell that you know we're not. If
Yeah.
we do something that sets you off, like you don't want to be an enemy of you.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
like maybe other characters you would be like, really, that person
Right.
did something terrible. Hers like, oh no, I buy
Yeah, I
it.
can see it.
I wonder if she'll have the conversation with Mando with like, no, your group, because she already said that his group was cult.
Mhm.
Like, I wonder if she says, yeah, that I know that because I used to be with I used to be with them.
Yeah, right.
So I know how it
I'm
is.
familiar.
Well, we don't know if the Watch and Death Watch are the same yet, right?
We don't know for sure, but I think we know
Children
that
of the Watch.
they
are
were.
the same?
I do think
I think they have to be
They were-
connected. That
they
seems
were-
too close.
they.
It's interesting
they-
though that
they-
you
they
didn't say
fed
anything
from
like
that.
because I was very much part of it.
Because I think it was something that was fed from Death Watch, as in like Death Watch, but then if that, let's just say that.
Yeah, things
that
trickle down
ends,
over
but then
time.
this kind of submerged as the new,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Death Watch. They've got their own rules. They don't take their helmet off, that type of thing. But it was kind of came from.
Right.
You have the Empire, and then you have the Final Order, like that
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
I can see it.
But yeah, Mando. I just can't wait. I can't wait for Mando.
We're so
They're
close.
dropping one first week.
All
they
of them,
say?
I think.
No, no.
I
one,
wouldn't like
one
that.
maybe two.
I think
I
it's-
like one a week.
I need to look at the. Did they already post the release date?
I don't know.
I don't remember if they did. Not the release date, the release schedule.
Yeah, the schedule.
can't
know
remember if
March
it's two.
1st, but
I know I can't remember if it's 2 on the first or 1. I think it might
I
be
don't
1.
know, but
Mando, I think always
We're
has
ready.
done 1. I don't think they've ever because they only do 8 episodes, so I think it's just 1.
I can't wait. And I like the one a week because it gives you
Here's my
stuff to talk
one
about and think about
request.
throughout the week.
Right.
Here's
right,
my
right.
one request for Mando, as far as just structure standpoint.
Mace.
Miss
Don't
Windu.
give me a single 29-minute episode. Give me
I know.
no,
No,
even 35. I'm like, okay, I'll allow it. That's short. I mean, I'll allow it. It's not.
I'll
up to
allow
me.
it.
But whenever I see 48 minutes, I'm like, 50 minutes. Come on,
Yeah.
Can you imagine if each
hour
one
and
was
a
like an hour?
half.
There we
Star Wars
go.
movie, secret Star Wars movie.
Right.
No.
Well, the scale of this looks huge, just even based off the trailer.
Yeah.
The
I
trailers
keep-
that we've seen.
Wait a second here. I think I usually screenshot a number of things throughout the week, and I think this would be good to talk about on the podcast.
This
Let
guy.
me see. Oh, grocery list. What is this? Grocery list.
Look at my
Fun-
own.
fun picture.
We all got lists.
No, I saw. I can't remember what it was. Well, first of all, I did see this Cassian Andor Funko Pop. I showed you that.
that's great.
Whoa.
Look at this, Uncle, from
Nice.
Andor from the
Summer
show.
convention.
Nice.
Very cool.
Exclusive.
I can't find the screenshot, but it was another one of these quotes from an actor, or I think it was I think this was from one of the directors for season 2, who again said something along the lines of, oh no, that's what it was. Someone said we'll see a lot more It was something, a quote of like, we'll see a lot more. People fell in love with Grogu. He has a lot more to do in this season.
Good.
and like, he's not just there as like he's
Drop him
attached.
off. Can you watch him?
Yeah, he's attached
Gonna
to
go
he's
here.
attached to
So
Mando.
they're going to show off some of the training he's had with Luke, I guess.
I mean, I think for sure in the trailer they're teasing
Give me some more backstory.
when we look at that Order 66 potential scene, it's not for baby Mando, it's for Grogu.
Right.
Like, for sure. I think that's
Imagine they wheel out.
That'd be
Baby
awesome.
Mando.
he's
With a
in
little
a little
helmet
baby
on.
Mando
He's
helmet.
50 years
Even
old.
back then he had a helmet though.
Yeah.
Go, guy. This is the way.
I can
But-
bring you in one. I can bring you in cold. I could do either one.
Warm or cold, and it's their handing the bottle of milk to him.
I can drink the milk warm. I can drink the milk cold.
I love it. Nate's all of a sudden doing the Godfather or something.
It sounded like.
I must have got my
I can
boy.
bring you
I can make it warm.
I
I can make it cold.
I can bring you one. Make a coffee.
Now I'm thinking of Mr. Big from Zootopia.
Now I am too. Yeah.
The little mouse.
That's
So great.
Rug.
So great.
I
They
have
burn
some
my-
baby down. No icing on my wedding day. I
Daddy.
have some baby down.
I know.
Great. I don't love that
On
movie.
My wedding day.
I don't love that movie, but that
But
character
that's-
is the best.
I have to, baby, that is such a good.
Yeah, so,
And the Walter and
Man,
Jesse,
yeah,
Walter.
Jesse
Yeah.
little cameo. type
yeah,
of thing.
so funny.
What is this podcast? Is this a Zootopia cast?
Yeah.
They're making Zootopia too. I saw that was
They
announced
are?
the other day.
They
And Toy Story 5
I saw that.
and
You've
something
seen
else.
it already.
Tim Allen. Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
I
It's-
saw there's
it's
a big no.
Toy
listen,
Story
hear me out.
5 is
It was
Tim
ruined.
Allen
It was a
as
terrible
just-
pass interference call at the end. It ruins the movie.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie.
Tim
yet.
Allen is not buzzing this, by the way.
That's
he's
true.
he's a Home Improvement Tim Allen, and he just goes, and it's just a little thing the whole
No,
time.
I haven't seen the movie, but I saw there's a big push online for a Toy Story Megan crossover with the Megan, like
Toy Story
that,
Megan?
that like horror movie. That
I
came
saw
out.
the movie Megan when I was.
Was
in
it good?
in Indianapolis?
Because she's like a toy or something.
Really?
It's like an
I saw
AI.
people pushing for give us a crossover Toy Story with. I was like,
Mm.
ew, I don't think Disney will do that.
No, there's no
Mm-mm.
chance it would happen.
No.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Bob's got some ideas.
Bob's
True.
got some ideas.
Bobby's running the
This
show.
is usually the part of the podcast where we like to update everyone on how James Cameron's latest movie is doing. By the way, did you guys see it's now 3 all time?
Didn't it just get passed?
It didn't get passed by what?
Wow.
Titanic
No,
after the re-release.
did it pass it again? I know they just
No way.
Well,
They re-released Titanic.
I didn't
know,
think
we
they
were gonna
passed
say
it
it,
yet.
it passed it.
Did it? I knew they
think so.
re-released Titanic
That's
just
terrible.
like today or yesterday.
Yes.
It was
Yeah,
like the last couple
I
days.
saw a thing maybe like 2 days ago.
Either
or
way,
3
it's-
days ago.
he's like,
Titanic
it's-
passes Avatar way of water.
It's his
Re-release of
movie.
Avatar 1 coming out in December. Right, okay.
Yeah.
They will.
And then meanwhile, the only thing that's above it, Endgame's like, are we gonna re-release or?
I mean,
are we just
Yeah.
gonna-
Endgame 2.
Endgame 2. The game's still going.
The real Endgame.
Game 2.
Overtime.
Overtime.
No ties. Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
So there you have it.
There you have it. We like
Oh,
that?
Mando.
James
coming
Cameron's
out 2 weeks.
95 million, by the way. That's his take.
Oh, that's nothing.
95 million. James Cameron's personal take.
That's how many Avatar movies he's making?
That's how much money.
95 million.
95 million.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, get back to the cast.
That's
there.
almost as close. That's almost close to the Matt Damon. What Matt Damon
What he
was offered.
lost.
Offered
bad.
10% of the total gross for Avatar 1 to
Avatar
be an
1.
Avatar, but he couldn't do it because of his contract with the Bourne franchise, and he
He had to
lost
do
on
that.
like $290 million.
So tragic.
It's insane.
So
oh
tragic.
boy, he's doing all right though.
He's
No,
doing
he's
fine.
I
doing
hear
all
good things about Matt Damon. I
Yeah.
think
I think he'll
think-
make it.
if people just give him a chance,
Yeah.
is he unreal? Is he really good custodian and good at math? Because if so, I've got a Robin Williams movie for him.
Absolutely.
Called Good Will Hunting.
And if, he could help Benny over at Dunkin'.
He helped Benny
Donuts.
over at Duncan, yeah. We saw the new that Matt Damon, Ben Affleck Nike movie coming out.
Yeah, that looks cool.
That looks cool. About
did see
about
that, yeah.
Air Jordan?
about
Mhm.
signing about the whole Air Jordan brand.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
that's
looks
interesting.
cool.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there you have it.
That's Star
Mando-
Wars.
Mando's
That's
coming
all
out in
about
2
Star
weeks.
Wars.
Mando coming out in 2 weeks. Can't wait for it. We get Mando back. We get Grogu back. We get cargo back.
Grogu.
Grief.
Wait a second before we end. Do we think Nate posted a little picture? Is Boba in this season?
They posted his helmet.
Posted
they
his
posted
helmet.
a
Come
bunch
on.
of Mando helmets as
Yeah.
part of the Mando trailer, and
got
Boba's
to.
helmet was on there.
It's got to.
And I say this as someone who likes Book of Boba Fett, but I love it. If Book of Boba Fett ends and he's like,
I saw all
the crime lord didn't take it.
Alden Diaz.
Maybe
Didn't
not
stick.
what I wanted.
Shout out Alden
Turns out,
Diaz. I saw
didn't do it.
Alden
Alden say it?
Diaz. Alden Diaz posted something, and it was like someone posted a prediction of like Mando and Boba coming back and just exchanging favors. Like, oh, thanks for helping me out. You can bring all your Mandalorians, and they can reside on Tatooine as a favor. And Alden commented and said, I can watch these two just do favors for each other back and forth for forever.
That'd be the whole
They're
thing.
always own each other one.
They're just always doing free favors.
As long as we get to
it.
hear him say, "Left to die on the sons of Tatooine,"
Tatooine.
more
Yeah.
often.
And they just
Love it.
keep upping the
Tatooine.
favor bigger and bigger. So it's not like you owe me one, I owe you one. It's like here's
trying to
one,
out-favor each
here's
other.
one, here's 3, here's 5, here's 10.
Right.
It's like, oh, can you help rid us of the crime lords? Yes. Can you help me take over a planet? Oh yeah, sure. Can you help me take over the whole empire? Yeah, sure. And it's just this whole massive goal until finally, eventually, they're like,
They're all
well,
that's left.
we're both left on Mortis, and we know nothing about the Force. It's just gotten too big
That's it.
because
So
of
good.
favors. That's all. That's all that's happened.
Well,
And
yeah.
they're there with
you
Ahsoka,
go.
and Ahsoka's like, "How did you
How did
guys
you
get
guys
there?"
get here?
And Dave's like, "You two, get down. This is Ahsoka's place
Come on.
now. Get out of here."
Yeah.
Know your place. my
Well,
friend.
Mando 2 weeks, Bad Batch. Where's it heading?
Love it.
What's their purpose? We'll find out eventually. We got a handful of episodes still left. Got a good way.
Oh,
Good
no.
weather. So, Ecker. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. And as always, may the Force be with you.
It would take days at this pace. I don't even know what voice that is.
Ecker.
At this pace, I don't even know what voice that is. It's supposed to be Wrecker, but Wrecker's I don't know.